Nightside Project. Finish the day happy with Ethan Millard and Alex Geary on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Nightside Project. This is part of our ongoing coverage of the Sundance Film Festival. I have here with me Caveh Zahedi, who is the mind behind the show about the show, which I'm really enjoying. And first off, I think is this the first year that Sundance has brought in episodic projects?
It's the first year they've done like independent episodics. They kind of had like big premiere network stuff recently, but this is the first year where it's like stuff that's independently made.
So you're breaking new ground here at the festival.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really enjoying the program. I love that the nucleus, or I guess the starting point of this, was a program about you getting high with celebrities and then just filming what happens. And I love how kind of surprised and amused you were when that didn't take off. Does that really surprise you that a show about getting high with celebrities, maybe the world wasn't quite ready for that yet?
Yeah, I'm still surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know we're changing a lot, but you know, we can only abide so much change at a time.
Okay. Maybe.
Who's the celebrity that you really want to get on then? If you can really get that show going, getting high with celebrities, who do you want on there? You'll pull out all the stops for.
Lars von Trier.
Really? Why is that?
He's my favorite filmmaker.
Okay, all right. Well, and I can only imagine what Lars von Trier might be like high. I can definitely see where you're going with that. So from there, working with Brick, you started this idea that you would do this show where every episode was about making the previous episode. And I've been watching a couple of episodes now, and I'm still not quite sure where you're headed with it, but I'm completely and fully engrossed in every person that's appearing, and maybe that's the point.
Yeah. I don't know where it's going either.
So you're not telling a longer story, you're just rolling out these characters.
Yeah, the story of life as it unfolds.
So is there like a lesson I should be learning or kind of watching out for? Or?
Yeah, love yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
And how do you, does this approach help kind of bring that point across?
Well, it's just like, I mean, I'm not like the greatest filmmaker in the world or anything, but like might be the most honest filmmaker in the world. And it's just like, it's about honesty and just like everything's okay. Like we're all just humans, and it's just trying to like show the things that people don't show usually.
Well, you know, you say you're not the greatest filmmaker in the world, but why don't you give yourself a little more credit? Because you're obviously breaking new ground here. It's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I do well.
Yeah.
Which is what the show sort of tries to do.
Which is come up with these new ideas.
Well, but also just like be honest about me and about the situation, and like not be afraid or shamed or embarrassed about things that most people find embarrassing or shameful.
Well, let me ask you then a personal question.
Sure.
Because I work in broadcasting, right? And you know, in the broadcasting world,
you have really nice eyes. They're blue, aren't they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Blue. Oh, thank you very much.
I don't know if they can see how nice your eyes are.
No, well, and I do mostly radio, so no one ever sees my eyes. But thank you, that's kind of you.
They're amazing.
So in broadcasting, you try to be your authentic self, but you also hold back a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of mirrors society. We don't really live in a society where you can be fully honest. And I feel like I'm going through some years of real self-reflection here. And I feel like that's a problem that I have personally, and maybe more than most, is that I have a hard time really being myself. I'm always trying to be what other people want me to be.
Right.
So give me some advice to be more like you. Maybe this is a lesson I can get out of your project.
Well, I find it oppressive not to be myself. Like, you know, if I have an impulse and I'm like, oh, don't say that because people won't like that or whatever, I suffer from that. Like it's painful. So I just feel like muzzled all the time. So it's really not like, I don't know if it's even virtue so much. It's just like I have a low threshold for suppression. But I just think that in the end, we all really want to know what's true, or we need to grow and change. And we do that fastest if people are honest with us about what they really think about us and what we think about them. We just get on with it sooner. I just think the world's a better place when people are more honest. And when people are honest with me, it touches me and I'm closer to them. You were just honest with me right now, right? Yeah. So I like you more than I did a minute ago, and I want to hug you now.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm always up for a hug. Aren't you afraid of being rejected?
I'm rejected all the time.
How do you deal with it?
Well, you get used to it after a while. It hurts less and less, but it still hurts.
Because a lot of people, they get rejected, especially consistently, so they
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Maybe eventually I'll do that too. But so far,
You haven't.
I haven't.
And I hope you don't. I
Thank
hope you
you.
don't. And maybe that's the lesson of the film. Because if you go, or the project, I should say, it's not a film per se, it's episodic. But if you just Google it, the show about the show, it pops right up and there are.
It does?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to put my name in too.
Okay. I'll put your name in too. Caveh
Zahedi.
Zahedi. Caveh Zahedi. Caveh Zahedi.
Close.
Did I hit that?
Caveh. The rest
Zahedi.
was good though.
All right. Caveh Zahedi. The show about the show up here at Sundance. Thanks, man.
Thank you.